But it's been very difficult for me growing up with a name like Hugh. And we'll take the master of country music and we'll change Hugh to a Sue. And we're going to get something along these lines. It's a very nice song. There's lots of words in it. I'm going to have to hold it because of the wind, aren't I, Ricky? Ricky was put in charge of the wind this morning, ladies and gentlemen. Unfortunately, he's been a bit busy elsewhere. And, well, this is the result, isn't it? Well, my daddy left home when I was 3, and he didn't leave much to my ma and me, just his old guitar and his empty bottle of booze. Now, I don't blame him, 'cause he run and hid, but the meanest thing that he ever did was before he left, he went and named me Hugh. Well, he must have thought that it was quite a joke, and it got a lot of laughs from a lot of folk, and it seems I had to fight my whole life through. Some girl would laugh and I'd go red, and some guy would laugh and I'd bust his head. And I tell you, life ain't easy for a boy named Sue. Well, I grew up quick and I grew up mean, and my fists got hard and my wits got keen, and I'd roam the town to hide my shame. But I made a vow to the moon and stars that I'd search the honky-tonks and bars, and I'd kill the man that gave me that awful name. Well, it was Gatlinburg in mid-July, and it just hit town and my throat was dry. I thought I'd stop and have myself a brew. At an old saloon on a sea of mud, there at a table dealing stud was that dirty, mangy dog that named me Sue. You getting the drift? It's all making a lot of sense, isn't it? Yeah. Well, I knew that the snake was my own sweet dad from a worn-out picture that my mother had, and I knew that scar in his cheek and his evil eye. But he was big and bent and gray and old, and I looked at him and my blood run cold, and I said, "My name is Sue, and now you gonna die." Well, I hit him hard right between the eyes, and when he went down, but to my surprise, he came up with a knife and cut off a piece of my ear. But I busted a chair right across his teeth, and we crashed through a wall and out into the street, and a kicking and a gouging in the mud and the blood and the beer. Well, I tell you, I fought tougher men, but I really can't remember when. He kicked like a mule and he bit like a crocodile. Well, I heard him laugh and then I heard him cuss, and he went for his gun, but I pulled mine first, and I stood there looking at me, and I saw him smile. He said, "Son, this world is rough, and if a man's gonna make it, he's gotta be tough," and I knew I wouldn't be there to help you along. So I gave you that name and I said goodbye, and I knew that's what would get you tough or die, and it's that name that helped to make you strong. It's nice, isn't it? It's giving me a really deep voice.
Like Jack and Ori.
Jack and Ori, yeah. He said, "Now you just fought one hell of a fight, and I know you hate me and you got the right to kill me now, and I wouldn't blame you if you do. But you ought to thank me before I die for the gravel in your guts and your spit in the eye, 'cause I'm the son of a gun that named you Sue." I got all choked up and I threw down my gun and I called him my pa and he called me his son. I came away with a different point of view. Now I think about him every now and then, and every time I try and every time I win, and if I ever have a son, I think I'm gonna name him Bill, George, John, Rick. Rick. Am I gonna name my son Rick?
Yeah, it's a great name.
Okay. Anything but Sue. I still hate that name.
Yeah.